Well, good afternoon, my crafty friends. I hope you're all well. It's Bella here from Rach and Bella Crafts, and I've come to do some more slow stitching. So I'll just show you a little bit of what I've been doing over the last day or so. That is done. You've seen that. I put that on there. This is what I was working on yesterday, and I put the buttons on. I think you've seen most of this, but not all of it, and that's how I finished off that signature there, that page I should say. There are 2 pages in each signature, and I've done the same to mirror that down there with brown. I've done some cross stitch down here, straight stitch down here. Not very tidy, quite messy, but I'm quite liking that. And then on the other side, I've been pinning down, but let me just show you this bit first. That's the back side of it. And I'm just loving these knots where they're showing you how many threads. So that's just like a ladder down there. And that's the other side of that loveliness there, okay? And that does actually come down below. As I said, it would hang down below just here, look, okay? I'm having trouble with a bit of dust. I've been ripping up canvas again, and it's causing me a little bit of bother today, but I'll be okay. I'll be fine. As long as I can keep swallowing, I'll be okay, won't I? So I put this lace on there. I don't know whether I've done that before, but I don't think I did. And I've just layered it up. So I've got 3 layers going across. And then I put this old lace that I've got here in my tray beside me, and I've done that, and I really love that. Today I've been playing. I've been doing a little bit of stamping. Let me just move the net off what I was doing. This is a rose one. Isn't it just the same I had in my hand just now? It is a metal one, but I don't know what I've done with it now because I've been tidying up. And I just stamped it with my dauber, and that's going on here. I stamped some, let me just find that one now. No, I can't find it. I've tidied up. It's no good, is it? That's why it's best not to tidy up, really, isn't it? Now, that's still got the backing on the back of it. So I've got to take that off, and then I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to stitch around it, okay? And then I'm going to do some embroidering in there, or slow stitching, but it's not really embroidering because I can't embroider to save my life. But this will then flip up like that, and then we can put something inside as well, okay? So I think that would look rather nice on a page. So I'll just put that there for now. That's a little bit I got left over. I've done that one on there, the rose, and I may do something. I'm going to be doing a lot of stitching around here. I'm just giving you ideas, okay? This is just for ideas. This is the stamp I used on here, and I bought a set of these, but they're in my tin now, so I'm not sure where I bought this from. Hobbycraft, there it is. It says there for those of you in UK, and I'll give you the number if you want it. You can read it, and that's what it looks like that. So I've got another one here, which is this one, and that's the number of that one. And that's from Hobbycraft. Not sure if this one is, yes, this one's from Hobbycraft. I haven't used this one today, but I'm just showing you. Okay, there's some choices for you, and they're not expensive. They're quite reasonable, and you can get them. Excuse me. You can get them in sets of 3 as well. Oh, that was the one that I just showed you there. All right, so that was that one, and that was that. That's that one. I haven't done too many because I'm not sure if I'm going to use a lot of stamping in this, but I've done some so that you get some idea of what you can do. I may or may not leave that like that. I may tear it off, but I thought that'd be rather nice on white. If you could find a white page, or even on something like that, that would be rather lovely. Okay, and there, I've layered up there. I don't know whether you can see. I'll lift it up a bit. So I've got some white cotton material at the back there. A little bit of that lace I was showing you just now here that I had left. So I thought I would tie it in here. It's nice to add a little bit of something to tie it all the way through, if you know what I mean. So that's the stampin' I've put on there. Excuse me. And I found this lovely trim. So I thought I'd put a piece of that on there and I would stitch that on. And the stitching would show through this side. I'm not worried about it so much on this side. So we'll see what we can do on there. And then I will just lay it up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces on that one. But you can put less or as much as you like. You'd seen that one before, all right? And that one goes back in here. I haven't done much on that. I was thinking about putting that one on there, but as I was saying about the white, where did I put it? It's gone. Playing tricks on me this afternoon. Let's use that one. That would be nice on there, wouldn't it? But what did I do with the other one? Do you know, I get some funny things happening to me, honestly. It's underneath, there it is. That's the one I was looking for. Got too much going on again, haven't I? But never mind, I enjoy it. And the layering up, look, you've got all the different colours of neutrals. I know that doesn't make sense, colours of neutral, but the neutrals are going through. So I've got cream, white, cream, and that's part of the cover. And that would be rather nice on there. And that would open up like that. And you could put a secret little thing in there, couldn't you? I'm so sorry, I'm choking here, sorry. So as I say, that's got to come off the back of there because that's out of these that I did from Aldosinas, which are absolutely beautiful. And with this one, it's a rose. That one there, I'm not quite sure what the name of that one is. I'm not going to even attempt. I'm not very good with flower names. But with these, you could just, which way up is that? You could just do the darker bit inside or even the lighter bit on the outside. You could do all that manner of things. And you could even layer that up. You could put that down there like that, so that poked out like that. And you could layer that up like that. Or even have that under there. There's loads of ideas for you to think about because all you're doing really is collaging with material and you're just thinking outside of the box. That was the word I had this morning. Think outside of the box. That goes on that one. That goes on that one. And that's the one that I glued. And it was PVA glue. I didn't think to tell you what I used to glue this down, but it was PVA, all right? So that's going back in my box. And this one now, I'm just about to decide whether or not I'm going to stitch. And I think I will. I need to join these together, so I'm just wondering whether I'll do a straight stitch here. I could do an invisible stitch. Either way, you're going to get a little bit of an indentation. So I think what I'd rather do is make a feature of it. Now I can either use the green to go across here, which looks rather nice to contrast with that. Or I can use this new one that I showed you yesterday that came with the pack that Brenda gave me. And I picked it out because it had a neutral, beautiful neutral colour. But looking over here, it's very similar to what I've been using, but it's a slightly darker colour. So I may introduce that. I've also, looking over here, I've also got this one. And this is, let me get the label out and you can see. Cotton Pearl, okay, and number 8, made in China. Nothing special. Cheap and cheerful, as they usually are from there. And that goes back in there somehow. All right, so we could even use that colour. So I'm staying with the neutrals as much as I can, but I may be introducing, because I've got some of this trim inside here as well on some of the pages, I've got green and I've got pink and a deeper pink there, and this is like a peachy pink. So I could introduce those colours, which I may do because they're fairly, especially this peachy colour, that's quite neutral, isn't it? Okay, so we'll leave that there and we'll think about that. But I'm thinking I'm going to use this and I'm going to start here and come around. Let me see if I can pull that down. I don't want to go right to the edge because I may do 2 rows. I don't know yet. You can do whatever you like. You can machine stitch it, you can hand stitch it. But I rather like on the neutral colour, the stitching showing up like this, if you understand what I mean. Now, if I didn't like it, I can always take it back out, can't I? It's not going to be a problem. And they don't have to be exactly the same length. We're not aiming for perfection. I'm having trouble with my words today, aren't I? That's the trouble when you miss a day of filming. It takes you a little while to get back into talking to yourself. And hopefully I'm not talking to myself. But I am enjoying this. I'm holding myself back a little bit because once I start a project like this, I just keep going. I'm one of these people, I tend to just crack on with it, you know, and because I'm enjoying it. I know some people pick things up like this and put them back down, but I don't like things not finished. So I do tend to, I think that's looking quite nice. There's something else we could do with a straight stitch. If we did a double row, we could actually wind in and out like that, making them, but I'm not sure that would look right on here. What I may do is go around with a smaller stitch above this one. I think that might look nice, and we'll try that. Whether I'll do it in the same colour, I don't know. Now, I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all moving along with your slow stitching. Trouble with slow stitching, it can be quite addictive, and once you start you don't want to stop. So us journal makers, our journaling, now my journaling has come to a stop at the moment because now if I looking at that now, I'm just seeing it's overlapping that a little bit, which isn't a problem. Let's keep it flat though. So I'm going to keep it down at that level. I'm going to keep it down there, and then we'll make a decision then whether we do a row above it. But this will tie in. I'm not sure which one this is out of now. No, this is out of the one that has been glued, I think. So it's not going to mirror the other one, which is good really, so I'm glad. But I am liking this on the cream. It's looking really, really nice. I've been wondering how far you've all got with your stitching, and hopefully we'll see some photographs. I'm not sure whether you can drop the photographs into the comments. I'll have to ask Rachel about that, or Lenore. I don't know whether that's possible, because that would be another way of you sharing your work with me. Otherwise I'd have to go into Facebook to find them, which is okay, that's not a problem. I do like the way this is edging the material. It's bringing the material to life, I think. And because I don't do embroidery, I can't do embroidery because of my fingers anyway, because of this finger. And I notice the other one is getting affected by the sewing as well. But this is very gentle. So for those of us who have arthritis in our hands, this is quite a gentle exercise. Excuse me. And more enjoyable, that's what I'm trying to say. Because if your hands are hurting, there's nothing worse, is there? Don't think I'm going to make it to the end. I don't think I am. What a shame. Just a little bit more and I would have gone around there. Right, okay, so I'm just going to go down and leave that there like that for a moment. And I will need some more, so I've got it here ready. So I didn't make it quite long enough, but it's not a problem. Anything can be fixed, can't it? Ooh, first time, well done. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back up through here, so it looks as if because I'm not worried about the other side. Quiet today, aren't I? I have been out because we've run out of eggs, so I had to go out, and I popped up to Sainsbury's, and I restrained myself from doing too much shopping. I was a good girl. Now, so that's okay, that's fine. So that worked out well. Now I haven't, there we go, see? Any marks, just use your nail, as I said yesterday or the day before. Now I may carry on up into here with this while I've got it here, otherwise it'd be a pity to waste it, wouldn't it? So I'm going to go around there like that and up in there. And carry on down here. Let me take that out, put it the other way. This is quite thick, this one here. It's got layers of, because it was off the blouse, this bit and this bit is quite thick, but it's not really, really thick. So I'm going down the edge there, look, so that I can get it through and it's not too thick for my hand. So I'm just finding that little bit in between that and that, because there's not much substance in the middle. It's just the lace. All right, so that will carry on round there then. And I will introduce another colour soon. Don't think I need that there, do I? Before I stab myself. And I think I'm going to go across here. Now, I don't know whether I'm in view or not. I think I am. I've got the camera down pretty low so I can see. Now, shall I go? No, I'm going to go up to there, I think. So let me just turn that round gently. Because all you're doing really is collaging, as I've said before, with material, with lace, and layering everything up. And it's the stitches that's really giving the effect. Now see, I'm having trouble because that's got a ridge there. I'm going to go behind it, and then it won't hurt my hand. And then up through there. Lovely. Take that pin out now. So that's that one on. And I haven't finished layering with this yet. And I'll show you the back in a moment. Because we've got to go up here and we'll think about what we're going to put on there. So this is just making sure everything is put down and is going to stay on. All right. There we go. So that's that. As I said, I'm not worried about the back because the messier this is, the better I like it. So we're getting different shapes here now. I think that might be okay if I just trim that off there. If it does come off, I'll have to do it again, but that's fine. That's okay. So up here now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the green now. If I can find the needle with the green, there it is. I've got my knot in ready. As I said before, things will carry on fraying because that's the look that we're after. And as I said, if you can't cope with all the mess, then this is not for you, because it could drive you mad. But me, I love it. So it just depends on your nature, doesn't it? So, well, what shall we do? Shall we, let me think now, let me think. I've got a little bit of, well, I've got a little bit of this. Why don't we attach that on there? See, this is why it's nice to have bits floating around on your desk. It's the same with paper, isn't it? That's how we collage, because we've got bits floating around on our desk. So now I'm thinking I really need to, I do want that straight. I don't think I could live with that wonky. See, even I have my failings. There we are. That's it. That's lovely. Turn that round like that. I think we're going to need some of this cotton, I think. I need a needle now. See if this one will do. Doing better today with my threading, aren't I? Considering how dark this room has become. They did actually put the slates on today. But I was telling my husband there were 3 men on the roof, you know, that's outside my window. And they were all sort of just stood there. The one was reading something, and I thought, now these are roofers. And I thought, they're never looking at what they have to do. Surely they know what to do. So I was giggling to myself, and I thought, well, gosh, you know, how prepared can you be? Or not be? Of course, they're right outside my bedroom window as well, so I had to be careful that they didn't hear me giggling. But it was funny, though. It was, you know, as if they were taking a tea break and they were thinking about what they were doing. And but it didn't look as if they knew what they were doing. But anyway, the roof is going on, so I'm glad they sorted it out, because I need this scaffolding to come down, don't I? I spend a lot of time in this room, and if there's no daylight coming through, it can make you a little bit down, can't it? A bit sad. That's why I went out this morning. I thought I'd better go out so that I'm out in the sunshine. I needed eggs, so that's what I did. Now I'm just going around now with a little tacking stitch, tacking this on. I'm going to tack that down as well, so it stays down. And I'm not worried about it being messy on the back. Okay. Hardly see it anyway. Sorry. And I'll go up here like this. I better put that up there before I lose it. Golly. These pins have stood up like little soldiers. I've been watching, talking to the Christian believers now. Sorry about that. Amy Carmichael. I'm sure you've all heard of her. And I've been watching yes, it was a documentary, but it was very cleverly done, and showing you right from when she was a child how willful she was, how she ended up being a missionary in various places, and what she'd done with her life. And I didn't realise that that she'd had an accident when she was in her 60s and she was bedbound. I didn't know that. So I'm glad I watched it all the way through, which was really sad because she was in her bedroom then for 20 years. But do you know what she did? She didn't give up. She was a very, very strong-willed and not stubborn, but she would never give up on anything. And she always prayed about whatever it was that she felt the Lord was asking her to do. She did everything by prayer. Excuse me. But she didn't give up. Do you know what she did instead? She wrote, I think it must have been, I don't know whether it was 20 books. I don't know how many books it was now. And I'm going to try and see if I can find some of her books. I've heard of her. Obviously, I've heard of her a lot, but I've never actually read. I think I've read one of her books years and years and years ago, but I can't remember which one it was. She was a wonderful lady, an absolutely wonderful lady. Very determined, but wouldn't do anything unless she was sure that God was in it, you know? And I thought that was wonderful. She was passionate about her missionary work. Very controversial because she was determined to do what God asked her to do and not worry about what other people thought, you know. So she was really on her own. But she ended up her life in India. She never went back to the UK once she got to India. Now, if you want to hear the story, just type in Amy Carmichael on YouTube and you'll probably get her. And it's a pastor from Ireland and another lady telling the life story of her. And it was really interesting. But she was a wonderful lady and she helped so many children, so many women. And she always dressed in their attire because she didn't want to attract herself. She was witnessing to one lady, and I think that was in China, when she was in China. And all the lady could do, she was just about to lead her to the Lord, and all she could do was look at her gloves. And she really felt convicted that because she had a Western style costume on, and she had these beautiful fur gloves on, that she felt that that was detracting from God's glory. And she then decided then that she would dress in a kimono, because she was in China first of all. And then she went to India and she dressed in saris. And I shouldn't think that they're like the sari material that we have here, like this beautiful colours scheme here. I don't think it was like that. I think she kept herself very plain because she didn't want to detract from, you know, people looking at her rather than listening to what she was saying. Wonderful story. So I don't know why I've told you that. But anyway, that's why I was late doing this video actually, and I'm a little bit thoughtful. So there we go. So now we've stitched that on, and I'm just wondering now whether that's enough at the moment. I do like this. I mean, I could add something there. I'm not sure. I'm going to think about that, but we'll certainly keep adding to it. But I'm not going to do it all in one go. I'm going to do it bit by bit. And these that I've just, and I found a lovely little bit of gauze, so that's nice. I'll keep that there, and that goes nicely on there, because I think I will back that with something. First of all, I need to take, so that I'm going to leave that one for a minute. I'm not sure which one this is out of now. Yeah, I think it's out of that one. There we are. So let's put that one back in there. How strange. Look, I picked that. That's good. So that's tying in. That's right. And I want my late. Now, that's funny as well, isn't it? Because that's just poking out there, and that's mirroring this. It's the same piece, look. It's the same piece, but it's down there because it's like that. And I like that because then we've got our layers of colours, our neutrals, not colours. And we got a little bit of pink on there, which is rather nice. So that's that one. So which was the one I was going to? This one. So let's have a think about this one, shall we? I'm being careful how I'm putting them back because I don't want to lose anything. Now, are we going to go fancy or are we going to go plain with the stitching? Let's have a think. I don't really want to stitch onto the white. So what colour would look nice? I think I like that. We've got our browns. That would be nice too if I doubled that up. I'm just thinking now, I'm planning. That's another one I haven't used yet, but I don't think that would irritate me with that, I think. So we could use that one, a perlé. Let me see what that looks like. Well, that's a nice one. But looking at, because what I did with this, while the paper is on, I got my my ink dobber and I went down the edging with it, only just touched the edging, only simply because I wanted it to stand out, because there's white there and white there, and I wanted a little edge so that I could, you know, separate those two. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm just wondering, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with this one. But that brown is more orange. Yeah, I think I prefer that one to this. So let's try some of that. Or we could use, looking at this, actually. Sorry, I'm bouncing about a bit, aren't I? Never mind, doesn't matter. This one, and I don't think I've got any floating about anywhere. Yes, that's the colour. Yes, Perseverance. There we are. We get there in the end, don't we? But you will get some indications as you're going along. Try and stick to as few. How many is that? There's two. Don't want to separate. Sorry. They're determined not to separate. There we go. Try and stick to as few colours as you can, especially if you're doing the neutral one. I know one lovely lady is doing colours, she said, and I'm dying to see it. So that's going to be lovely. But I did colours when I did the slow book, so I wanted to do this with the neutrals so that we've got... now, normally this does this okay. This is obviously old. Sometimes I'll have to do it over here a minute, otherwise I'm doing it in your face. Why it does that at the bottom, I don't know. Don't you get frustrated when that happens? Because you end up cutting it off then, don't you? Well, I do anyway. Oh, there we go. Don't know what I've done there, but that bit can come out. And then I shall match them back up. So I've got three the same length, hopefully. Yes, I think this colour is going to go well with this. If I can get them lined up. There we go. That's about as good as I can get it, I think. There we go. Now, I'm looking for my needle, but I'm wondering, let me take that one out because there's not much on there anyway. I prefer the bigger needles, to be honest. There we go. Lovely. So, oh, let me just make sure they're level. Do a great job of that, did I? Never mind. Now, I'm going to take that off a moment. I'm going to take that off a moment because we've got too many pins in there. And I think I'm going to start. Let's see what my knot is like. Yeah, I'm going to have my knot on the top. I've taken the paper off the back of this. This is now just cotton, okay? And I'm going to start right in the corner there. I need a thinner needle, I think. Oh, there we go. Now, there's no glue on this or anything. Aren't I odd showing the knot? I know why this is so tough, because it's only cotton. This material is just plain cotton, like this. But it's giving me a bit of, coming back up is difficult. There we are. I'll just press it down onto. Now I could have done it in white and done, thinking about it really, I wish I had now. But never mind, doesn't matter. If I don't really like it, I'll take it back out. White would have been nice on here. I think I did that before I used white. And the white on cream is absolutely lovely. What I should have done was stitch around that one. But I may use the white on that one. But you do whatever you want. All right. Watch I don't lose my thread. I'm coming back up here now. I just had an awful thought then that the words were upside down, but they're not. I'm okay. Let me take that off a minute. That's better. Oh, actually, I quite like that. See? Less is more sometimes. Now, the reason I left the white edge in on here was so I could go to the edge of the cream. I didn't have to. I could have gone inside of the cream, but because the words are so close to the top, I thought, well, I'll leave a little edge in on there. I don't know why this is so tough, though. Unless it's this material. Because this is what I had from Roxy Creations. And it's really, it's almost like upholstery material. I'm never quite sure which one she's saying is the hemp. I wonder what that means, hemp. Perhaps one of you can tell me. You're all very knowledgeable, I must say. Right. Now this is going to be the hardest bit, because you never know where to catch hold of it when you've got such a small piece. Because I can't really roll it up. I can go as far as there, I suppose. You'll find a way. You'll find a way of holding it. But just make sure everything stays flat. That didn't want to go in. Yeah. What I think I'm doing, I think I'm hitting some knots or something on this material. And my needle's not really, really sharp, I have to say. Because look, it's got quite a big point. But the reason I did that, there was no reason why that should happen, but it did. Anyway, I managed to get it out and I've lost my thread. See if I can get this back in now. Oh, great. There we go. I lost my thread now, what I was saying. No pun intended. Yes, this material is really thick. And I'm going quietly because I don't want to hurt my hand. Oh, that's what I was saying. The point of the needle is not making that great big noise because the eye is bigger than the thread. And that's what the lady was saying that I was watching the other day. Because if you get that big pop, apparently, it means that your thread is bigger than the head of your needle, the eye of your needle. Well, that wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I should have used a sharper needle, I think. It's when it's coming back up. That's when I'm having the trouble. It's fairly flat. It's not too bad, is it? Hey, we're nearly there. And what you could do, if you wanted to, when you have these squares like this, hang on, let me just finish this off before I stab myself. Doesn't like this material, does it? Actually, I'm just going to leave it with one knot. There we are. I'm not worried about that because my finger's hurting. Now, what I was just thinking then, if you've got this lovely frame, why not? This one's a little bit too big. It covers it, look. What have we got that's... I could trim that down and that would fit. I could trim that one down and that would fit in there. See, you could do all kinds of things. You could put a little flower in there. We could put, what have I done with them? I could cut that down like so. Let me see how much I need to take off. Might as well go up there a bit. Probably taking too much off now, but never mind. It'll give you some idea. And then fray the ends again, because I've used the scissors. Like that. Okay, and then you can put more stitching on there if you wanted to. I mean, that's a bit bland, I know, but I quite like that, actually. I think I do. And then you could always put something like that, or some lace across it like that. Loads and loads of things you can do. So experiment. Use the space that you're creating with your stitches, and you'll be surprised. Actually, I think I'll trim that down a little bit more. This one, I caught the edge of not the glue, that's better. I'll get a nice, see, if you tear it, you get the lovely fraying, whereas if you cut it, you don't. That's better. That's better. And then you could put that, I could even back that with something. I'm looking around me now to see what I've got. We could even put a little bit of this in there. My scissors are getting blunt. And if you wanted textures, this is what I'm thinking. If you wanted, and if we wanted to, we could colour this with the dauber. But I'm not going to. I'm going to see if I can find some lace that would work. That's got an edging on it there, so I could cut that edge off. See, what you could do, you could be starting to layer up different textures and keep the stitching as an edging. I could even, let me see, how much do I need? Because you can use your lace. Might have to trim that a little bit more. Yeah, I do. Never mind, doesn't matter. I'm playing now. This is how I am when I'm on my own and I'm fiddling and I'm doing things and I try things. But I'm afraid of getting on your nerves. That's why I do it beforehand, because it takes, you just need to play. You can even keep these little bits. You could use those. Just keep them. See, that'll go inside there now. And that will go on there like so. But what I could do there is stitch that first onto the lace. Could even trim a little bit more off there if I wanted to. I'm being pernickety now, but this is me. This is how I work. All right. Now that's a bit raggedy. I like that. I don't like it too straight, so that's good. Everything was coming out a little bit too straight. And then you could stitch that on there and then stitch it down, or even you could pop a little bit of glue on there if you wanted to, if you didn't want it to come through. But what I will do, isn't that lovely? I love this. What I will do, I will just, because there's layers, I will try and just pick it up with I'll get a thinner needle than this. These are too thick. I need a thinner needle. That one's not too bad, but you need a pointy needle to do this. And then I'm going to the back side now, so I'm jumping about, aren't I? But I'm just trying to give you lots of ideas. So I'm going to put that on there. That's on there. All right, I'm going to leave this loose. That needs to be stitched down next. So I think I'll do that with the green, or I might even do it with the cream. Let's see if the cream will show. Yes, it will show up. So let's do some stitching with the cream. And then we'll have some more stitching on the back as well. Okay, and I'm going to do a cross stitch. And I usually do cross stitches with the lace because it covers more of an area than doing straight stitches. I don't know whether that makes any sense to you. And it looks nice as well. So I'm going to see now because I want an odd number, but I can always go off the lace and go onto the material, can't I? Don't be afraid to do that. You can, say you're finishing with, say, 4 and you want it to be an odd number, you might be able to live with 4. It's usually more pleasing if they're in odd numbers. That's what I've learned. And you could, you know, put one on the end there. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm conscious now that this is getting quite long, this video. So I'll just finish this off. Another day tomorrow. And I'll carry on working on it. I think I'm going to get 5 on this piece of lace. So I think we're okay. Take that out now. And I quite like that, because that's adding texture again, isn't it? Gone too high there. I'll try and keep them level. But I'm not going to worry about it being all hiddly-piddly because it's slow stitching. It's not embroidery. And I tend to do this quickly because I'm conscious of the time with the video, but you can take your time and really enjoy it. That's why I do quite a bit of it off camera, because otherwise I'm not getting the enjoyment of slow stitching. Although I don't work slowly, I must be honest. There we are, I got 5 on there now. Okay, so there's 5. See how that's added another dimension to the lace? I don't know whether you can see it. Okay, so let's tie this off now. Oh, that went in better. It's a better needle, this. There we go. Sorry. My fingers are not working as they should today. And make sure I've got it the right way. That'd be awful, wouldn't it? So that's that. And then this one, which I need to straighten up a little bit. I was just lining it up there. This isn't straight anyway, but now that looks better to my eye. I could use this again if I wanted to and do a straight stitch down there. I think that would be nice, actually. Let's try that, shall we? And then I'll let you go. Do we want it on the top or do we want it at the back? Let's go at the back. That's better. That's going through better. I think it was the needle, actually. I think the other needle was just too rounded on the end, because this is going through quite nice. And not only that, there's only 2 layers. I did have 3 layers on that one. I go fairly near the edge on this because I don't want to detract from the I'm just wondering whether just to do one line down there and one line down there. What do you think? I think I will. It's really thick, this. So if you do buy this kind of material, just be aware of your hands. I think I might just have enough. We'll try it because I don't want to waste any. Probably won't be, but we'll try it. I'll keep losing the... There we are. That's it. Be fun if I can get to the end of this. Hitting a knot there somewhere. That's better. I haven't made this easy for myself, have I, with my hands? And that was another reason why I didn't do one yesterday. I think I need to give my fingers a rest. So just be aware of that. As much as it is addictive, it's lovely when it goes through the material like butter, but when it doesn't, it's quite difficult. There. That is lovely. I think I like that. And if I had, what have I got? No, that's boho. That's no good. Let me just see. I haven't got... I was just thinking if I had... Not these especially. I wasn't thinking of these, but I was thinking of something up there. I know we got those little... Got some of this. Here I go again. But I was putting that on there, so I mustn't forget that. So I think I will put that on there. I don't know what you think, but I think I will. Now I'm going to leave it there now, guys, because my hand is hurting and I need to think about where I'm going with this. So I'll stitch the other side. I'll stitch all that down and then I'll come back tomorrow, hopefully, if my hands will bear up, and we'll do a little bit more. So I've given you some more to think about, and I hope you're enjoying the series, and we'll see how it goes. So have a great day, and hopefully you will join me tomorrow. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and write a nice comment, because it helps the channel. And I know slow stitching isn't everybody's cup of tea, but thank you for those that are watching me and are leaving lovely comments. Take care now, everybody, and bye for now.